Good afternoon everyone, AnthWolf here streaming live on Twitch, and once again our game of choice is even more Final Fantasy XIV. With our level 65 warrior here, Leonhardt, let us log in. When we last left off, we were doing a quick catch-up. I was showing off my new shiny Zodiac weapon, and we did a variety of side missions while waiting, ever waiting, for a 24-man raid to actually pop on our duty finder, and even after about an hour and a quarter it didn't actually happen. Which is a little disappointing really, but can't be helped. So, no doubt I'll probably come to do Dunscape probably over the weekend. I'll log in, jump into the duty finder, and when it finally pops I might do a quick half hour, an hour like surprise stream just for this raid dungeon. But for now, let's have a quick look at our quest log here. We do have a few hard mode dungeons to do. We do want to redo Saint Mokian's Arboretum, but we'll do them another time. There's no reason to do them right now apart from that they're filling up my quest log, along with various extreme primals. No, for now we're actually going to go and continue the main storyline. So for that we need to get ourselves over to Ishgard once again, I believe. Where we last left off, we had finally defeated the Archbishop, who had taken upon himself the mantle of Old King Forden. We had managed to actually defeat Lahabrea, the Ascian. But after the credits rolled, we were left with a somewhat question mark, as Elidibus, the emissary of the Ascians, the white-robed Ascian, was, I guess, standing on the moon with a warrior of darkness. So, where does this leave us now? Oh, also, unfortunately, Estinian, the Azure Dragoon, in possession of both eyes of Nidhogg, had been possessed, taken over by Nidhogg himself, or itself perhaps. So it's not all good that we managed to achieve. Also, we still believe the Garleans are up at Aziz La, the Allagan research base up in the sky. But yeah, we've waited quite a while, so let's continue the main storyline a little bit more. That's right, we did recover Y'shtola, but the other members of the Scions who were escaping Uldar are still missing. Alphinaud. An uncertain future. Alphinaud wishes to share the latest developments in the search for the missing Scions. the Sir Emmerich desire of us. To be fair, if Nidhogg has returned, then the threat of the Dragon Song War continuing is certainly possible.
Thank you for coming. I wish to speak with you both in a place where privacy was assured.
We quite understand. What was it that you wished to discuss?
With my father's passing, the seat of the Archbishop lies vacant. And so, in accordance with canon law, I have assumed his responsibilities. I should stress that this is a temporary measure. It was never intended that the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights serve in this capacity indefinitely. Quite the opposite. The statutes specify that I should surrender my powers as soon as a conclave of the senior clergy and the high houses have named a new Archbishop.
But
in light of recent events, that would not seem appropriate.
Yeah, I figured as much.
I confess I did not expect you to divulge quite so much quite so soon. The details of the Archbishop's plans, perhaps, but the true origin of the war and all it entails?
I too had concerns. But when the Warrior of Light is witnessed returning to the capital upon the back of a dragon, one's options are rather limited. Mayhap I could have concealed certain details, but for how long? And at what risk? Should the truth have come to light in the meantime, how would the people have viewed my silence? After 1,000 years of lies and secrecy, I could not well abuse their trust and hope to be believed. The time for deception has passed. I only wish the people agreed. That some would deny the truth I had anticipated, but not this many. And among the few who acknowledged that my father had to be stopped, no small number questioned our methods.
If they suspect a coup, it will not be long before some turn to violence.
It has already begun, and that on both sides. Men and women of the cloth are being harassed in the streets. Some have even been assaulted in the Broom. Hilda and her people have formed a watch to help us maintain order. But such measures will not prevent the unrest from spreading.
For all our talk of peace, the people remain frightened and confused. For their sake, we must bring the Dragonsong War to a definitive end.
And we should be glad to help you, Sir Emmerich. But what precisely would you have us do?
We wish to treat with the dragons of FFXIV. To that end, I would trouble you for an escort and an introduction.
FFXIV? You would speak with Vidofnir, then?
We must needs open a dialogue between our peoples. Acting as my representative, Lucia will extend an invitation to their leader, that she might visit us here in Ishgard. Were she still with us, I would of course have beseeched Isel's assistance in this matter. But as she is not, I must ask that you aid us in her stead. Will you do us this favor? Thank you, my friends. Lucia, I leave the rest to you.
In the wake of the Archbishop's fall, the nation of Ishgard trembled, the faith of her people shaken to its very core. For 1,000 years had they fought and died, certain of the justice of their cause, only to be told that their holy war was born of the sins of their forefathers. What then for those brave men and women, thus stripped of their righteousness but to despair, to deny the truth and decry its speakers? And what then for those whom they defamed but to hope on, to have faith in a brighter tomorrow? A tomorrow in which man and dragon might live together in harmony, then as distant as the very stars in the heavens. Yet while we dared to hope, deep within his lair the enemy lay, gathering his strength. Nidhogg, now possessed of his 2 eyes and the body of the Azure Dragoon, prizes to which he had laid claim at the very hour of the hero's triumph. As desperately as we sought the solace of peace, the great worm craved the misery of war. Nor was he alone in his misbegotten desire.
Okay, I guess we're heading back over to the Dravanian Forelands now. Another free company invite. On the positive side now, we don't have any more of the map, I think, to unlock. So travelling around and doing these quests will go relatively quickly, unless there's a lot of gathering quests to do as well, of course. Which free company is this? Extra chromosome. Huh. They only just recently formed as well. No. Thank you for the offer, though. You were saying something about the scholar. Okay. So the scholar's heading to Idleshire to meet with Y'shtola. And the scholar seems to be the one who may have the best chance of finding Thancred and Minfilia. Breaking the cycle. Alphino is ready to escort Lucia to Annex Trying. Oh, do we really need to go to Tailfeather? I mean, come on, Alphino. You know I would have bound myself to the Aetheryte. Okay, so be it. It was a long time ago when we travelled along with Estinian and Ysael. And we could teleport over to Annex Shrine, but it's just over there. Actually, is there any fates going on? Ah, I wondered if the giant turtle was around. Now, Vidofnir is likely they're going to be up here. Yes. Interesting. So the NAF have got themselves a bit riled up again, and it seems Vidofnir has mentioned that her father, Racefelger, may need to be consulted on the matter. Maybe we should travel up into the Churning Mists then and speak to Racefelger ourselves. Okay, seems Lucia's happy to stay here and consult with the dragons. We'll be on our way to Idleshire. Another time, another place. Alphino is eager to set out for Sharlayan. And we'll race them there. Oh, seems our companions beat us to our destination, despite us using teleportation magic. Heavy is the burden of the warrior of light that we're always slightly too late. Oh, hi.
I'm terribly, terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
You need not apologize. We arrived but a moment ago ourselves. Pray, allow me to introduce Kryle, who has recently come from the Sharlayan motherland. She has generously offered to assist us.
Oh, please, think nothing of it. A trip to Eorzea was long overdue. You must be the Warrior of Light. Yes, you certainly do look the part. A pleasure to meet you at last, sir. And who is that I spy but young Alphino Levieux himself? I dare say someone's grown an ilm or two in my absence. Or are those lifts in your boots?
We, Miss Kryle and I met at the Studium years ago. I shall forever be indebted to her for her sage guidance.
Yeah, I'm sure you're not putting a positive spin on that.
It was no small task keeping him out of trouble, believe you me. The youngest ever to enter the Studium, him and his sister, 11-year-old prodigies. Suffice it to say, social graces were not among his list of talents. Striding up to his seniors on his first day, head held high. What was it he said again?
Oh dear.
Thank you, Kryle.
For what? I haven't finished yet. Would you care to attempt a more dexterous deflection?
Mayhap we should save this delightful conversation for a more fitting occasion, when pressing matters do not demand our undivided attention.
A bit much, but better. I can tell you have been putting your skills to use here in Eorzea. Henceforth, I trust you will dazzle me with your eloquence at the first time of asking. Right, on to more pressing matters. Finding Minfilia and the other missing scions.
I gather you have new information to share with us.
A new approach, actually. Tataru recounted the tale of your escape, and it gave me an idea. Simply put, assuming Thancred left some manner of trail when you whisked him away, as is almost always the case with teleportation magics, I am confident I can find and follow it.
Then what are you waiting for?
The wherewithal to do it. The fact is, my abilities aren't quite up to the task. Not in themselves, anyway. If I had Master Matoya's crystal eye, on the other hand...
Then let us all call on her forthwith. I think it best that you explain your plan to her in person.
Does Kryl and Matoya have history? After all, Master Matoya did know Alphino as well, even though she did mistake him for his sister originally, Alice. I wonder how Alice is getting on, actually. We left her looking into what happened to her grandfather. There is a continuation to the opening cutscene. I forgot what it's called. Flames of Truth, perhaps? If you YouTube it, it kind of tells you what happens to Louis Soir, or at least gives an impression of what happens to him after the teleportation of the Warriors of Light at the end of the Battle of Cotonou. I may watch it. I haven't seen it I have seen it myself, but I haven't watched it all the way through. And I imagine that cutscene is available here in this game somewhere. Probably if you did the Coils of Bahamut, where the truth would be revealed. That's my guess at the very least. In the eye of the beholder. The prospect of meeting the famous Master Matoya seems to have set Kryl thinking. Both the flattering and less flattering stories are true of Matoya.
Oh. Is that trouble I smell? Or did you forget to wipe your boots on the way in?
Forgive us, Master Matoya. We will be sure to wipe them on the way out. And may I say how glad I am that age has not yet deprived you of your senses.
Ever so quick-witted, aren't we? To the detriment of your manners. Well, out with it then. What do you want?
Pray, allow me to introduce myself, Master Matoya. I am Kryl, of the students of Baldessian. I hope you will excuse our unannounced visit.
Baldessian, you say? Ah, yes. The old coot set up shop on the Isle of Val, didn't he?
Regrettably, our order's headquarters and the Isle itself were obliterated by a magic of immense power. I have the blessing of light to thank for my own preservation.
Kryl, you too possess the Echo.
Well, yes, of course I do. Our Order is devoted to uncovering the mysteries of Hydaelyn and interpreting her will, particularly through the study of her gift to us. It was in the course of these studies that I met and subsequently befriended Minfilia. She and I have rather a lot in common.
I had no idea.
You weren't supposed to. Not that I wanted to deceive you, you understand, but precautions had to be taken.
Yes, that's all well and good, but you still haven't told me why you're here.
The students of Baldessian are gone, and there is naught I can do to change that. But the science of the Seventh Dawn can yet be restored, and my dear friend found. You have in your possession an ancient crystal of light, one you call your crystal eye. I believe I can use it to focus my abilities and locate one of the missing scions.
And there I was, thinking you might want to make use of my years of experience. Oh, wait here.
Long did I ponder the nature of this crystal and its familiar radiance, but never did I suspect it was a crystal of light.
On the cusp of an umbral calamity, souls blessed with the power of the Echo invariably appear. To aid these, her chosen warriors, Hydaelyn bequeaths to each a slither of her strength in the form of a crystal of light. But as her strength wanes, so too does the potency of her gifts. This crystal, born of an earlier era, is infused with a power far greater than those of this age.
You could travel the length and breadth of the land and not find a crystal even a fraction as pure. Its value is beyond measure, as are the risks inherent in its use.
No two manifestations of the Echo are alike. I, for example, can converse with beings of every shape and size, excepting beasts, contrary to what others would have you believe. Language has nothing to do with it, of course. Rather, I am sensitive to the whispers of the soul. Their intent, their very essence even, the traces of which serve to guide the elementals to Y'shtola. Far-fetched though it may sound, I believe that with your crystal eye, I may be able to pick up where they left off and follow the remaining trail to Thancred. That is, if I have your permission.
Well, the poor sod's not going to find himself. So, as long as you don't drop it or take it out of my sight, you may do with it what you will.
Thank you, Master Matoya.
Seems promising.
Then let us begin. From the Black Shroud, the trail continues to the north and west, towards a mountain, the foot of Som Al. It was a near thing, but he was not deposited within the rock, I think.
The hunters of Tailfeather know those lands well. I say we begin our search there.
So we have a destination and an opportunity. Oh. Even though she was a student of Baldessian, she was adopted by him. Interesting. Okay. Let us go searching for Thancred. So, do we have a Alphino sketch? A surprisingly accurate depiction of the missing Thancred, suggesting that Alphino may have mistaken his life's calling. No such luck with Lupard. Speak to Marchchamp, the village chief. Oh. Well, there's an opportunity. Well, we gain a new quest there as well now. Oh, hi. Seems like if it is Thancred, he was fighting a Baldersnatch. Or Balder or Bandersnatch? Either way. Have you seen this man? Thancred carrying an axe. That doesn't seem like him, but maybe. So Alphino and Y'shtola were checking out the hunters' encampments. Let's rendezvous with them. Yeah, that didn't come out the way you probably intended. I would rather he did not draw me from memory. Yeah. A little slow, a little late. Alphinaud would very much like to continue to search for Thancred. No, great. What is Thancred up to? Thinking to maybe trying to stop Ravana himself. Plus, he doesn't have the gift of the Echo. Not to say that he's brave for trying, maybe to stop the Primal. But it's very foolish. Proceed Loth Ast Ganaf, defeating any foes that stand in your way. Alternatively, fly over them. Seems we might have to fight our way through. Oh well, so be it.
Who else could be? Thancred! It could be Thancred! We must hurry!
Don't they seem familiar?
This day, we reclaim the reins of history. This day, we rid ourselves of the Ascians forever!
Fools playing at heroes, all of you. Is this how you believe you can save your world?
We can and we will, Ascian. You shall see. Or perhaps you will not! So you are the Warrior of Light, the savior of Eorzea.
They all had the same vision.
It's a wonder you didn't come sooner, what with the primal and all. Lost a step, have we?
Have care. The ether moves strangely around him.
It would seem we share a common enemy. Mayhap you would tell us who you are.
Shall we show them? Not very sporting of you to interrupt. But so be it. Mark well our faces, Warrior of Light. For we are the Warriors of Darkness. Walkers of a different path. And we shall meet again.
Warriors of Darkness? Really?
Hey, Thancred. Go for the pirate look, it seems.
Thancred, are you all right?
Pleasantries can wait. I'd rather not be here when the Nath arrive. Agreed?
So what the hell went on there?
Suffice it to say, our reunion was not at all as I pictured it. Waiting until the last instant to join the fray. 'Tis plain you have not lost your appetite for the dramatic.
My appetite for the dramatic? Have you forgotten the circumstances of our parting? The heroic last stand, the tunnel filling with light, and then... Had I known you intended to use forbidden magics to deliver me to some god's-forsaken wilderness, I would have thanked you in advance.
Thancred.
If nothing else, you might have warned me that I would emerge from the live stream in the end together. Eventually, I managed to fashion knives from some obsidian I found, and set about hunting for meat and hides. Given that I'm not all that skilled in leatherworking, it's probably for the best that I met the Vath before I was reunited with you.
So you were the fleshling clothed in skins of whom the storyteller spoke?
A description which fit me as ill as the skins themselves. Happily, I was able to trade with the Vath for garments better becoming a man of refinement. From them, I learned of Ravana, and of the great warrior who had once laid him low.
And thence did you conclude that were you to track the Primal's movements, it would surely bring you into contact with the Scions once more.
It seemed a reasonable assumption. I could think of no one else with your enthusiasm for slaying beastmen gods. Until now, that is.
Yeah, we need to speak about that.
Ah, yes. The self-proclaimed warriors of darkness. 'Tis only fitting that they stand in opposition to the warrior of light, I suppose.
I glimpsed the leaders past, if only for a moment. They were confronting a man in black. An Ascian, I think.
If these warriors are capable of doing battle with Ascians and Primals both, they must be possessed of powerful protection. Protection not unlike the Echo.
They all possess the Echo. We've spoken before. I didn't want to spoil too much about the opening cutscene, and even the Heavensward cutscene, that the character, or characters you see there, would be making an appearance. You know, we still don't know everything, as in, what are they up to? Dreams of the Lost. Alphino was lost and thought, doubtless ruminating on the implications of your encounter with the Warriors of Darkness. Yeah, she turned around to go back for you and you stole her. Oh! Right outside Annex Shrine. That's very useful. You can let Vidofnir know that Ravana has been defeated again, despite it not being by our hands.
Even as the Scions celebrated the return of a long-lost friend, honorable men plotted to deprive them of another. Honorable men, to whom Sir Emmerich was no hero, but a scheming patricide. Honorable men who would fain wash the paving stones of foundation with the tyrant's blood. Honorable men whose knife in the dark was the spark which set the city aflame, and who sang as it burned.
Well, shit. This is not gonna go well for the people of Ishgard, is it? Yeah, that about sums it up, Thancred. Hello, Hilda. Where's Sir Emmerich? Someone wants chaos in Ishgard. Just noticed oh Hilda, you're covering it up. She has the insignia, the emblem of Griever on her armor. It's across her the chest of her like jacket. Interesting. Against the dying of the light. Bancred, please don't hit on Hilda. That's all I would need. Probably the beard, Bancred. Maybe you should shave. Okay. Let's go and investigate what's going on. Who could have started the fires in this chaos? You have looked around you, haven't you? Okay. Let's do a bit of questioning, shall we? See, even some of the Ishgardian structures have things like axe heads on them. Interesting. Do not believe the lies of lesser men. Thing is, the church would benefit from this. Like, this is my paranoia kicking in. Conspiracy theories, which I love. But in the chaos of welcoming people into the church for aid, they are generating good intentions. Good publicity. Maybe that's just me being evil. They are... not everyone will be in for themselves. But while the seat of the Archbishop is empty, and Sir Emmerich is otherwise encumbered, this would be an opportunity. Oh? A man with a satchel, you say? Yeah, I have a suspicion that it may indeed be the church that's responsible. That's just a guess, though. Now, let's see if we can locate Thancred. Can we get down here? Can we jump? We can. Handy. Ow. Broken legs. Yeah, two areas that the church are prominent in weren't damaged. Definitely, yeah, strengthens my opinion that the church could have been involved. It's all conjecture, of course. Let's see if Alphino, Yestola, and Kryl actually... No, Kryl stayed. Let's see if Alphino's discovered anything. Ah, Tataru, of course. Oh. Who did you find? Tell Lucia what we discovered. I think the church is trying to hush everything up and then keep the secret of the Dragonsong War's origin going again. I mean, if they dealt with Sir Emmerich and maybe dealt with Lucia as well, who's to say everyone else would forget? Interesting. It's a set of armor, but I'm not sure what it would... Let me just have a look at what this contains. It's accessories. Let's see. Primal accessories of fending. I mean, they're not going to be useful for us anyway. So the fending ones give bonus vitality. Item level 240. That's not bad, actually. And of course, the slaying accessories give strength. What are we concerning ourselves with? As a warrior, strength and vitality are kind of important. I mean, to be fair, we already have better. Only just, mind you. Only just better. Yeah, or the other accessories for the other classes as well. As goes light, so goes darkness. Lucia is not one to rest on her laurels.
I do not mean to diminish our accomplishments, but until we identify the ones who ordered the fires set, our work is far from finished.
Between the various conservative and religious factions in Ishgard, I dare say there's no shortage of parties who would like to see the status quo preserved. Do any likely suspects spring to mind?
Far too many to count.
Lord Commander, your wounds.
I was going to say, should you be out of bed?
Are healing well. Thank you. Time is of the essence. Lest we forget, these men would sooner put their own city to the torch than see it change. When our enemies learn that we have apprehended their arsonist, there is no telling how they will react.
Guess we'll find out now.
Lord Commander, an armed mob has seized control of the vault.
And now we know. Tell us what happened, sir. Spare no detail.
We were directing refugees into the Basilica, as you ordered, when all of a sudden, men brandishing weapons were all around us. It happened so fast, my lord. We had no time to respond. They've taken the refugees hostage and barricaded themselves inside the vault.
And they sent you to deliver their demands.
They, the true brothers of the faith, demand that a conclave to select the next archbishop be held forthwith. Furthermore, they declare that you, Lord Commander, are guilty of patricide and high treason, and that you must surrender yourself at once to receive of the Fury's judgment.
Ridiculous! I mean, do they honestly think that executing Sir Emmerich would change anything? That the truth will somehow die with him?
Yes, actually, it probably would. Over maybe a century or two.
These fundamentalists rage against the passing of the old ways, unable to accept there can be no going back.
Given the fanciful nature of their demands, a peaceful resolution does not seem likely. If the hostages are to be rescued, it will be by force, I fear.
Agreed. Lucia, take a contingent of knights and establish a perimeter outside the entrance.
At once, Lord Commander.
Hilda, I need your people out in force throughout the Broom. When word spreads of the situation, the friends and family of the hostages may try to take matters into their own hands. I will not give these militants more targets. I shall lead the assault on the vault. Master Alphino, can I count on the support of the Scions?
Of course.
We are in your debt.
I shall join you as well, Lord Commander.
Your assistance is most welcome, Lord Atwarel. To arms, then, friends. Time is against us.
I was concerned that Lord Edmont would be disagreeable to have another of his sons in harm's way after so soon. We thought that priest was up to something. Ah, we're heading over to the Jeweled Crozier. Indeed, just like old times. Would you later commence battle? For as goes light, so goes darkness. And here we go.
Down with you! You underestimate me!
Seems like there's fighting going on back that way. bit unfair. He's wounded from betrayal. Oh, Christ. Still another hostage missing, though.
This knight does not yield!
Oh, nice. Oh.
Where is he? Where is he?
Come no closer!
You have nowhere to run. Release the girl and surrender.
Surrender to whom? The blasphemer who throws wide the gates to our enemy? Who breaks bread with him and calls him brother? Ungodly swine! I would sooner die than surrender to you.
Is it godly to spill the blood of an innocent child? To burn the homes of your brothers? Tell me, priest, is that godly?
Do not speak to me of godliness, heathen! Your father's blood is on your hands, as is hers!
What? But I...
Vidofne!
Well met, knight. Mayhap I chose an inopportune moment?
Not at all. Pray forgive us this most unworthy reception. We are honored to have you with us, and right glad of your aid.
Fortune delivered the child unto me. I had but to receive her.
Thank you for saving me.
Thou art welcome, child.
Never did I think to be indebted to so unexpected a savior. But full glad am I to be so.
Friend of Izel, warrior of warriors, I had hoped to meet with thee. I bear a message from my sire.
From Bracefelder?
Upon returning to our lands, Nidhogg's shade did sing unto his brood, and they for skies unknown did then take wing. This thou must know, for your fates are inextricably bound.
What of Estinian? Is he truly lost to us?
Such matters are beyond my ken. I but bear my father's words. Take from them what thou wilt. Fare you well, mortals.
So it is as they say then. A great white dragon swooped down from the heavens to rescue an innocent child.
A most unexpected turn of events, but not an unwelcome one. The people will not soon forget this day.
Yet how will they choose to remember it, Sir Emmerich? And will these events serve to bring man and dragon closer together, or drive a deeper wedge between brothers? After 1,000 years, the world these men once knew is changing, and with ungentle swiftness to boot. Though their actions are misguided, their sentiments are only to be expected. You may be sure that others will rally to their cause. I share your desire for a lasting peace with the Javanians, I do. But I would not see it built on the bones of our countrymen, nor on our own. I see much of horsifying you, and I could not bear to mourn the passing of another son.
Lord Edmund.
Well, that was fortunate. And hello there, random user. Welcome to the stream. There's a lot of things we could have done, but I decided to continue the main storyline a little, so here we are. Fridafnir must have been circling for hours. Yeah, Fridafnir has a lot of spikes along her back. It was rather fortunate that the guild did not land on one of those. Oh. He seems normalish. Yeah, he seemed to hold his own. Oh, I see. So he might not be able to make use of the Aetherite anymore.
that Vidofnir should chance to arrive even as the girl fell. Truly, I could not have planned it better myself.
Ah, good. We were afraid you might have left.
A shield, my lord?
Fit for a true knight. An expression of our gratitude to you and yours. Long overdue.
This is the second shield of House Four Toms we've received. The other had a bit of a hole in it.
But there is something else I would discuss ere you part. Something which cannot leave this room. My father will soon step down as head of our house. Sir Emmerich was not the only one to fall under suspicion following the death of the Archbishop. There are some who believe my father complicit in a coup d'etat. Thus he intends to renounce his title to absolve our house of suspicion and secure the support of our peers.
Surely there must be another way to convince Houses Durandare and Zemail.
So I said to him. Alas, he will not budge. Ever since I was a child, I knew that I would one day succeed my father. The thought of it filled me with pride. Yet once I learned the day was at hand, my heart was filled with naught but dread. Our legacy is built upon the lies of our forefathers. In accepting this title, am I not perpetuating this injustice? Why should I become the next count?
Because if you don't, your flop of a brother will. And I don't think anyone wants that. No offense.
You sound just like him. Aye, I suspect that is what Horschiffon would have said. To aid those in need. When you look on that shield, I trust you will remember his words. And should I once more find my resolve wavering, I ask that you show me the way. You were a brother to Horschiffon. Will you be a brother to me as well? Come, Manalaine. There's much to be done. For father, and for Sir Emmerich, and for Ishgard.
You've been unduly quiet of late. What's up with him?
To think we share the same blood. Pray excuse us.
Those were the days of promises and vows, of tentative first steps into an uncertain future. A future shaped by the choices we made, in ways we could never have foreseen. Born of good and evil, of light and darkness, and shepherded by our hand. Be it for weal, or be it for woe.
And again, more memoirs from Count Edmond de Forton. So yeah, we gain House Fortomp Kite Shield. It's a level 1 shield. How generous of you. And we have the Wind-Up Harshiphon minion. I mean, the accessories aren't really required. Urion J, what are you up to? Working alongside Elidibus and the Warrior of Darkness. Oh. Well, that seems familiar. So it goes. New achievement unlocked. Happy days. And it seems we want to continue. We can speak to Tataru. I think when I originally played this game with my then ninja, Ymira, this is as far as the storyline actually went. That was the end of, I guess, patch 3.1. And I think we gained a new title there. Let me find it. Yeah. A Knight of House Fortomp. And then I came back with the Stormblood expansion, and I had to work through all of the post-Heavensward content prior to starting the Stormblood storyline. But there's a lot of things we still have yet to know. Obviously, we have Nidhogg and the situation with his brood that have, I guess, left the Churning Mists. We have the Warriors of Darkness. We know, as a person, that Urion J is up to something. Of course, the Scions and our player, our protagonist, do not know that. What we'll do is we're going to take a small break. I need to grab something to eat. But when we come back, we will actually continue the main storyline. We're going to be going into patch 3.2's main storyline content. And what I may do, depending on my time, my free time and my availability, we might just make each following stream, and therefore each following video, one patch of the storyline, or the post-Heavensward storyline at least. Since the quests are fairly small, well, the quest line, or the quest chain's fairly small, And we've unlocked a lot of the aetherites, which means we can travel around the areas relatively quickly. The only thing it may affect is, obviously, dungeons can take 20 minutes, half an hour, and that would make the stream or the video a little bit more extensive. But, yeah, I'll take a break. I'm going to grab myself something to eat. And we'll probably be back in... yeah, probably in a couple of hours, less than 2 hours. And we'll continue with the main storyline. As I say, there's probably new missions that have been unlocked. Maybe not. Oh, yes. Oh well. As I say, thank you all for watching. Hope you've all enjoyed this stream. And I'll come back very shortly to continue the game even further. But I'll get this exported over to YouTube for anyone who's watching it there. And yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Until then, no. Bye-bye now.